This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Ladies and gentlemen, the score of the game was not 125 to 111. We'll get that fixed in just a second. I do want to welcome you to the show. For those who do not know, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, my name is Sim, and I am the host of the show. I am the podfather, and I'm highly, highly upset at tonight's loss. The Knicks lose 105 to 103, ladies and gentlemen, to the Houston Rockets in a game that was, well, I mean, the Knicks, to be honest with you, for the most part, you can kind of say the Knicks didn't deserve to win the basketball game because of the way that they played most of the game. But then you can say that they deserved to win the basketball game because they came back. They battled back. And they lose on a bad call by the referees, ladies and gentlemen. By a bad call. I mean, Aaron Holiday was throwing a heave at the rim. Jelen Brunson contests the shot, and maybe you can say he didn't need to contest the shot. You can argue that. Right? But he contests the shot. He slides by. Aaron Holiday makes, I feel Aaron Holiday actually made, if there was contact, made the contact with his elbow to Jelen Brunson's chest. You see Aaron Holiday sliding out the way, trying to lean out the way. And Jelen Brunson gets the call. Aaron Holiday gets 3 free throws with 0.3 seconds remaining on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. He makes 2 of them. He misses the last free throw on purpose. And the Knicks lose 105 to 103 to the Houston Rockets. And it still ended, even then, they gave the Knicks a timeout because Aaron Holiday missed the free throw purposely. When the Knicks got the rebound, they gave the Knicks a timeout, which, can you actually get a rebound in 0.3 seconds? Probably not. So they had to go back to the replay to look and see if there was a clock malfunction. No, there was a referee malfunction. There wasn't a clock malfunction. And, of course, they overturned that call, ladies and gentlemen, and the Knicks do not get a timeout. They do not get a chance to get a heave at the rim, and maybe they get fouled the same way the Houston Rockets got fouled. No. Doesn't happen that way. The Knicks take the L. Tom Thibodeau was irate. Jelen Brunson was irate. Rick Brunson was irate. It's the kind of game, that was a playoff game, man. I don't know what might have happened, but you can almost guarantee that tomorrow they'll come out with the 2-minute report and they'll say that a foul should not have been called. It's the way things are going with the New York Knicks right now, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? I'm definitely upset about the foul call. But it's not lost upon me that the Knicks didn't play great basketball throughout the majority of this basketball game. And when you don't play great basketball, when you don't play good basketball, then you can expect to lose. And you can expect that a situation like this happens. Bottom line is, you're supposed to not let these type of situations, if you play basketball the way you're supposed to play basketball, you negate the ability for these type of situations to happen. The Knicks didn't really do that tonight. They played a terrible first half. They made a run in the second half, but they played a terrible first half and got themselves in a 16-point deficit. You know what I mean? A 16-point deficit. Couldn't climb out of it. Well, they did climb out of it, but, you leave yourselves vulnerable to a bad call. You know what I mean? You leave yourself vulnerable. Josh said, referees have bad days at work just like everyone else. Tonight was no exception. NBA is going to stick behind its officials, and they should. However, there needs to be a conversation about common sense. Common sense for who? That's what I'm, when you say a conversation about common sense, who should be having that conversation about common sense? And yes, the referees are going to have bad days. But here's my problem. Here's my problem with the call. Okay, it's hard to make a call in the heat of the moment. No doubt about it. But since it's the last play, the last shot, you had the ability to go back and look at it. But they didn't have the ability to reverse it. Right? The only thing you could do is look at whether or not the foul came before the whistle or after the whistle. I mean, in that situation, I feel like you should have had the chance to say, oh, you know what? That was not a foul. Really. You should have had the ability to do so. And maybe that's something that they'll take a look at on that play, on those type of situations. And by the way, Uncle Fulio, thank you for the super chat. I definitely appreciate it. Definitely appreciate that. But, what are you going to do? Tough loss for the Knicks. 3 in a row now. Right? The Knicks are on a 3-game losing streak. Obviously, they're playing with a less than healthy roster. And you can see for those, for guys like Greg and other people, when the Knicks were winning after Randall's injury and all of that, people were like, oh, you see, the Knicks don't need Randall. Right now is proof you do, because he's gravity. And the Knicks right now are a perimeter-oriented team. There's no gravity. There's no gravity. It's, it is what it is. Guys are hurt. There's nothing you can do about that. Nothing you can do about that right now. So the Knicks are playing a perimeter-oriented game, and, they're struggling, right? 103 points. The defense, okay, they only gave up 105 points to the Rockets. They're struggling offensively. Jay Williams said we shot 12 free throws. They shot 33. That's an obvious fix job. Tom Thibodeau did mention something like that in his press conference. That the Knicks only shot 12 free throws, and the Rockets are a high fouling team, right? They foul a lot. Tough loss, tough way to lose this basketball game by the Knicks. And although they can't control the foul call at the end of the game, they can control the things that transpired before that foul call. You know what I'm saying? They can control that. And that's why while I'm upset about the foul call, the Knicks got to play better if you want to win. My man Josh said the league should have that conversation with the referees about common sense, meaning referees not just making calls based on the letter of the law only. Yeah, understood. Definitely, without a doubt. And still, it's hard to make those type of calls in the heat of the moment. But you should be able to reverse it. If you can review it, you should be able to reverse it. If you look at it and say, that's not a foul, you should be able to reverse it in that situation, I think. You know what I mean? Yeah. Kevin Bergen said, the open threes from Brooks really hurt us. They really did hurt us. No doubt about it. You know what I mean? It really did hurt us. Those open threes hurt, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? Tough loss by the New York Knicks. Anyone who did not see the play, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you want to see the play, but here it is. You see Brunson running at Aaron Holiday, who heaves it up and bangs it off the glass. You know what I mean? Just tough. I feel like Brunson, I don't know how much contact there really was, and I feel like the contact was made by Holiday, really. It's very hard to see from these angles, but I do feel like the contact was made by Holiday with the elbow, not by Brunson. If you look at it here in slow motion, it's Holiday who brings the arm down into Brunson. It's Holiday who's moving out to the side, sliding to the side, and brings that arm down to guard off Brunson. Brunson gets the foul call. Brunson gets the foul call. It's tough and frustrating, man. It's frustrating to lose this way, but it's also frustrating that the Knicks allowed it to get to this point. So 2 reasons I'm frustrated and might not be able to sleep tonight. Apollo asks, why did JB contest the shot? That's another question, and that's on JB. Why'd you go up and contest the shot? Sometimes it's natural reflex, right, to go up and make that contest. You gotta, he could have not contested that shot. Here's the thing. If he doesn't contest the shot, because Holiday was having a good basketball game. Holiday was, he was making some plays throughout this game, and obviously he still made the last play. He made 2 free throws. But I can also question if Brunson doesn't, if he doesn't contest the shot, does Holiday get a cleaner look? I mean, obviously, looking back at it, you can say don't contest the shot, right, and just let him heave it up there. But if he doesn't contest the shot, does he rise up for a regular jump shot and it be a pretty clean look? I don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If he doesn't contest it, it's a good chance he gets a really clean look and is able to knock it down. Because of the contest, he had to heave it around Brunson. Brunson doesn't make contact. Aaron Holiday is the one who made contact. I do understand, though, questioning whether or not Brunson should have contested the shot. I definitely understand that question. Because maybe he should have just said, I'm going to let it go. And if you hit it, you hit it. He could have said that, too. Uncle Fulio said, Simmons should have been a no call on both guys. Technically, they both could have been called for fouls, but the situation warrants a no call for both. I don't know. I think, for me, personally, I think it should have been a no call. But if there was going to be a call, maybe you could have called it on Aaron Holiday, because I feel like Brunson really did slide by, and it's Aaron Holiday who brought his arm down into Jelen Brunson. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Sean Richardson said he didn't have enough time for a clean look. I don't know about that. I mean, he had enough time to slide around Brunson to get it up in the air. So if Brunson doesn't contest, he's catching it with his footwork ready to raise up. So he had enough time in the air to slide around Brunson. I don't see why he wouldn't have had enough time to just raise up like that if he caught the ball without a contest. You know what I mean? I agree with Kevin. To be honest, we should have never left the game in the hands of the officials. I agree with that 100%. Ishmael Rivas said that was a foul. I disagree. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Brunson made contact. I think Aaron Holiday made contact. That's what I think. That's what I think. So, we have a difference in opinion in the way that we see it. In my opinion, Brunson was sliding by. Aaron Holiday's one hand was out here shooting. And this arm was here and came down into Brunson's chest. That's what I seen. I didn't see Brunson's hips hit him. I didn't see his arms hit him. Both arms were in the air. It was the chest area that made contact. And in my opinion, in my view, it was Aaron Holiday who brought his arm down into Jelen Brunson. And I'm not saying it was a hard foul. And it was a foul, and it probably shouldn't even have been an offensive foul. I think the foul call was made and then probably saying there wasn't room to land or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't feel like it was a foul. And Negro said not a foul. Even Holiday didn't act like it was a foul. Exactly. I don't think it was a foul. You know what I'm saying? Greg, you're wrong. I see a lot wrong. Did you not hear everything that I just said? That the Knicks, I agree, that the Knicks shouldn't even have let it get to this point, that the Knicks probably didn't deserve to win the basketball game. That doesn't negate the fact that I don't think it was a foul. It's not the night to get me started because I'm upset at the way that this game was played, at the way that this game played out. Spree, what's popping with you, brother? How you feeling?
Sim, I just got 30 seconds here to say something. I saw a replay. I mean, I saw a million different replays from different sides. There's one replay where Brunson's staring at the ref, just like his hands up in the air, and the ref is pointing. He takes his knee, and he's pointing at the knee. So he's making the argument based on that gesture. You look at the ref; he's pointing to about his kneecap. So to me, the ref is trying to give Brunson an explanation. It makes no sense because, Sim, if you want to, first of all, Holiday is the one that initiated the contact with the foot. He stuck his foot out. If we're calling the sticking of the feet out on DiVincenzo early in the game.
Exactly. And if you look at it, I'm showing it on the screen now. You can see Aaron Holiday stick the foot out too and kind of clip Brunson. And you can see Aaron Holiday's elbow come down into Brunson's chest.
So here's what I think happened. So let me just say this. This happens also in football, too. There's a ref called Clete Blakeman who sometimes calls offensive pass interference on Steve Smith. That happened a couple of years ago. Some of these refs, they think they see something. So he's looking at the basket, and then he's like, oh, wait a second, I missed the foul call because he just got it wrong. He got it wrong. I don't care. But they had a chance to fix it, and they didn't fix it. My issue, Sim, is, again, Holiday's the one that initiated the contact with the feet. Then he's going to go to Brunson. I promise. You'll find it on YouTube. It's going to take you a couple different replays, but there's one replay where you actually see the ref saying to Brunson, you hit his knee. You hit his knee. That's a joke. Come on, man.
Right.
Come on.
I mean, you can look. I'm looking at it now, and you can see Aaron Holiday's knee come around and hit Brunson's knee.
I mean, here's the thing.
And I don't even think Brunson landed in an area that prevented. I mean, clearly he didn't prevent Aaron Holiday from landing. Yeah, it was a call, in my opinion, that they anticipated, or I can't even say anticipated. You're looking at it fast, and you see it, and you make a call. I guess my problem is not with the initial call. My problem is, you have instant replay because it's hard to make these calls, no doubt about it, right? Mm-hmm. It's going fast. It's hard to see it. Okay, so you make a call, but now you have instant replay. Why can't you look at it and say, all right, you know what? We can reverse this.
Yeah, my problem is not – okay, that's fair. So that's your biggest problem. My biggest problem is four things. Number one, that call is awful. Number two, I've watched a million NBA games. Yes, refs miss calls all the time. But to decide a game on that, the way the flow – I understand you have to call that specific play, but you have to actually have some common sense here. The guy threw up a heave. at the basket. Brunson's getting killed the whole game. He gets no calls, couple charges he should have gotten. You got to let that one go. I mean, like, if you want to say, like, first of all, let's first talk about a couple things on that foul again. When Brunson puts his hand up, you want to say maybe he got him, like he touched him barely, like you want to say maybe he what's the right word? Brushed him. You want to say he brushed him, maybe he got a little bit of his. It's not a foul, Sam. It's not a foul, man. Come on. Not. You've played too much basketball to know that's not a foul.
Right. And
it's not a foul, man.
Yeah. And Kevin Bergen said they couldn't overturn it because they were looking to see if it occurred before the time expired. And exactly, 100%. When they were looking, that's the only thing they were looking at, to see if the call occurred before time expired. But I just feel like in that situation, it's going to determine the game. Clearly, it's going to determine the game, right? Because it's the last play. That's the reason why it's reviewed, because it was the last play of the game. So why can't you review it to make it right?
So what did they review? I don't understand. What were they doing? What were they
reviewing to see if the foul occurred before time elapsed.
So here's something about that. There was an NBA Finals game with LeBron James versus the Warriors where they went to review something, and they actually, I think it was to check the time or to check if time expired, similar to what you're saying they did. But they actually changed the call where LeBron James a call went against it. Do you remember that play? It was an NBA Finals game versus the Cavs and Warriors. It was a long time ago. In any event, I think they pick and choose sometimes with these things, you know?
Yeah, I know. Sometimes it happens that way.
But also, so Sim, you're mad about the replay. Yeah, I don't understand. If you're looking at it, why can't you change the wrong call? But another thing, Sim, is what also bothers me is he gave an explanation. I'm telling you, you'll find it. Go on YouTube. There's one where you can clearly see the ref pointing to his knees to Brunson, telling him the explanation. That explanation makes no sense. He missed it.
Right.
Right. Brunson didn't hit his knees. Holiday's the one that initiated the contact with his knees. Come on, man.
What do you think what do you think the NBA is going to come out with tomorrow? With the 2-minute report.
I mean, I think they should just say they got it wrong and just say Holiday. It really should be an offensive foul. I mean, if we're going to play that game with the feet, you can make the argument it's an offensive foul. I think they should say they got it wrong, but I don't really care. It's just frustrating, man, because if you saw my Twitter account, and I know I get too nutty during the games if you think I'm nutty now, but I had a problem with the referees. Look, Sim, you're right. We were messing around in that game. I didn't like getting down early. We're undermanned, but I'm sorry. The referees were not consistent the whole night, man. Come on. Yeah. Come on, man. Jelen Brunson's a star. You got to give him call. He's one of the best at taking charges. I'm just really upset, Sim. This is going to bother me at work tomorrow.
Yeah. It was it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating. You know what I mean? Because the Knicks needed to get this win. They didn't perform well. I mean, and listen, to be honest with you, they deserved to lose the basketball game, right? With the way that they played most of the game, they probably deserved. They
were winning that game in overtime.
Lost.
They were going to win that game.
Yeah. In overtime, they probably were going to win the game. You're right. They probably were going to win the game. Or going to win the game in overtime, but when you play with your food, it gets cold.
That's fair. I mean? Also, Sengun, by the way, he travels every play.
Oh my gosh, that one play, he didn't just travel. He carried the ball and then he traveled.
I know. I mean, he travels every play, and there was one play where, hold on. So there was one play where I think he took 4.5 steps and they didn't call it. It was a layup that made it a 4-point game. That was also cheating.
Yeah.
The guy took 4.5 steps, man. Dude, I mean, I understand they don't call travel sometimes, but the guy literally travels the whole game, and they called it one time on him. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. You got to have some consistency. I'm trying to think. There was one other play I wanted to mention. about the refs. So the DiVincenzo one didn't bother me. Just be consistent with the feet. Like, okay, you don't want to give him the call because of the feet. I can understand that. I'm trying to think. There was one other one, Sam. I got to just think about it in my head for a second. One that I got very upset. Was it Brunson? I'm trying to think. Brunson got hit a couple times, and they didn't call nothing.
And there was also one time when Brunson got hit, and he stayed down there on the floor, and as a result, Brooks knocked down a three. I was upset at Brunson over that. I ain't even going to lie.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even lie about it. He went to the basket. He probably did get fouled, but he stayed there with his hands up, complaining to the referee on the floor. By the time he got back into the picture, Jelen Brooks was in the corner knocking down a three.
Oh, now I remember the one. Josh Hart. He got fouled at the end of the third quarter. He got a So they hit a three. We were down 3, but Josh Hart got in transition. He got clobbered, man. They didn't call it. You know what I'm talking about at the end of the third quarter? The last play?
The last play ended the third.
Josh Hart literally grabs a rebound, goes all the way out in transition. He got hit, smacked, like, by 2 dudes. And they just said, nah.
Yeah. Oh,
we're just going to end the quarter.
Right. But I was furious.
Like that.
But I was furious at Brunson for staying on the floor when Jelen Brooks, he knocked down the three. You know what I'm saying? Because it
when
was
was
clear
that? Do you remember when that was?
I think it might have been fourth quarter.
Okay.
Might have been fourth quarter. I think I don't remember what quarter it was, but
okay.
I think it was fourth quarter though. Brunson went to the basket. He got hit. He didn't get the foul call. He's sitting on his butt, threw his hands up in the air. And Rockets coming down on the other end, and there was still time for him to get there. But because they were playing 4-on-5, there was an open shooter. They found Jelen Brooks, and he knocked it down.
Yeah, I get you. You have a right to be. I mean, we got to play on, but I just didn't look. I've watched enough games. You've watched enough games. I don't like to blame refs. Like, I do sometimes like to blame refs, and like I sometimes get upset, and like I go on Twitter. It's entertaining for me.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, if you go back to my tweets, I'm not just saying this to you. I said at halftime of this game, I don't like the way this is going with the refs. I don't feel consistency with what's going on here, and that's my problem. I think Tibbs says it the way I'd like to say it. I can deal with missed calls. It's a very fast game, Sim. You're going to miss calls. You can't miss that call at the end of the game. That's a joke. But my issue, Sim, is the consistency. It ruins the flow when they take 3 minutes at the monitor. It's just not a consistent what you're doing. If you're calling it tight, okay, I'll adjust as a player. It's just very hard as a player to deal with that nonsense. That's all I got, man.
Yeah, no doubt. I appreciate you, Spree. Appreciate
Hang
it,
in there.
man.
Peace.
No doubt. Peace. Big shout out to my guy, Nicky B from Harlem. He said, shout out to MBK for getting the monetization back. I thank you. Definitely. Glad I got it back. He said the refs should have huddled up, reversed the call. But the refs favored the Rockets all night with the calls. They outshot us almost 3-1. Yeah, it was a tough night, man, for the Knicks. Took the L to the Houston Rockets. Apollo Williams said, I repeat, again, thank you, Nicky B. I appreciate the support. Said, I repeat, Apollo Williams said, I repeat, Julius Randle, hate or love him, makes the game easier for Brunson, and Randle takes all the criticism. Now people will start to criticize JB when he makes mistakes. Hopefully he can handle that. You know what, Apollo, I think JB will I think he can handle it. You know what I mean? Right now, he's going to get all the heat, no matter what happens, right? Because, he's the guy. So he's gonna catch the heat if it comes that way. Most of the time though, Brunson is gonna do the right things, make the right plays. Or if he makes a mistake, he's gonna get it back, like he did tonight, right? He made a mistake. He threw his hands in the air. They got back, knocked down a 3. But you know what? He knocked down a 3, not the 3. He knocked down the mid range to tie the game. He's always going to get it back. So I think he can handle it. I do. I definitely think JB, I think he's built for it emotionally. You know what I mean? Jelen Brunson tonight 27 points, 7 assists. Only shot 40% from the field tonight for Jelen Brunson, 33% from the three-point line. The Houston Rockets, they played tough defense. You know what I mean? They played tough defense, no doubt about it. You know, they played a gritty style of basketball tonight. And they made it tough for the Knicks all night long. Dante DiVincenzo, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists tonight. He only shot 43% from the field, 35.7% from the three-point line. Josh Hart had 17 points and 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks. 2 steals. 7 for 11 from the field, 60% from the three-point line. Precious, 8 points, 17 rebounds, 3 blocks. Bogdanovich, only his second game as a Knick, but he finally started to knock down a few shots. Knocked down 1 3 tonight. 15 points for Bogdanovich, 4 rebounds. Not much else from the bench. Alec Burks, 5 points. Miles McBride, 4 points. Miles McBride, only 5 minutes tonight. Taj only played 5 minutes tonight. Tom Thibodeau basically went with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-man lineup tonight. DiVincenzo, 40 minutes. Jelen Brunson, 38, basically 39 minutes. DiVincenzo, actually 41 minutes. Josh Hart, 42 minutes. Precious, 38. Jericho Sims, 28. Glad to have Jericho Sims back to give us, a fresh, some fresh bodies at that center spot. We need some more size, so Jericho Sims is back to help give us some size. Didn't do much rebounding tonight. Only 7 rebounds for Jericho Sims, but it's nice to have that size back out there on the floor. For the Houston Rockets, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't mean to move this, but while I'm here, I might as well go ahead and get it done. The Houston Rockets led in scoring by Dillon Brooks, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. They were without Fred VanVleet tonight. Right, Fred VanVleet did not play, but he led the Rockets in scoring. Jabari Smith Jr. had 20 points, 7 rebounds. Sengun had 18 points, 6 assists, umpteen travels. Might as well add that to the stat sheet. Jalen Green, 16 points. Amen Thompson, 8 points, 13 rebounds. 18 points by Aaron Holiday. Had one of the best games. One of the best games that I've ever seen from Aaron Holiday. And obviously hit the free throws at the end. Got the big foul on Jelen Brunson and hit the free throws at the end to wrap this game up for the Houston Rockets. You know what I mean? To wrap the game up. I don't know, man. Tough game for the Knicks tonight. Definitely disappointed in the way the Knicks performed as well as the loss. The Knicks out-rebounded the Rockets, but still only 19 assists for the Knicks tonight. Right? And they didn't shoot the ball well, so you can expect there to not be a lot of assists when you don't shoot the basketball well. But what we've seen over the last few games, with no OG, with so many injuries, is coming down to Brunson going one-on-one a lot of times. Right? 19 assists for the Knicks, 22 for the Rockets, only 4 steals for the Knicks, 12 for the Rockets. The Knicks with 4 blocks, the Rockets with 3, 16 turnovers for the Knicks, 11 for the Rockets. Right? Young team like this, you don't want to turn the basketball over. Right? You give them a chance to go out and do something, and that's what the Rockets did in that first half. The Knicks end up shooting 45.7% from the field, 45% for the Rockets, 33% for the three-point line for the Knicks, 38.5% for the Rockets. Dillon Brooks was knocking down threes all over the place all night. The Knicks only 58% from the free throw line. And dig this. When you shoot 58% from the free throw line and you're not really getting a lot of free throws. I mean, the Knicks were 7 for 12. They only made 7 free throws. And why? Because they're so perimeter oriented right now. The only person that can consistently get to the line is Jelen Brunson. Nobody else can get to the line consistently. This is going to be a problem. There's one more game left until the All-Star break. But until we get some guys back, I think the free throw attempts are going to be a problem for the Knicks. Because who else can create and get fouled on this team right now? Nobody. So I think that's going to be an issue, until Julius Randle gets back. I think it's going to be an issue. I mean, Jelen Brunson, Jalen Brunson is going to have nights where he gets to the free throw line a lot. All right, Brunson was really the only Knick getting to the line tonight. He went there 8 times, or he had 8 attempts. You know what I mean? But, I don't know. I don't see anyone that's really going to get to the line. Sean Richardson said Bogdanovich can get to the line, but Tibbs don't play him. Bogdanovich played 23 minutes tonight. He had 13 shot attempts. He was 7 for 13 from the field. He went to the line. He had 1 free throw attempt. You know what I mean? I don't see him being. Listen, the Knicks. I mean, right now he's going to play a different role than he will later on in the season. But the Knicks didn't bring him here because he gets to the free throw line a ton. They brought him here because he can shoot the rock. And he can score the ball. Okay, so Sean, you say 23 minutes is nothing. Cool. So if he would have played 13 more minutes and played 36 minutes, he probably goes to the line once more. Still, that's a problem because the Knicks not getting to the line. The Knicks need to be able to get to the line. The point is not about his minutes. The point is about the Knicks not having the gravity to get to the line. He's a shooter. I don't see him having the gravity to get to the line. Will there be nights? Yes, there will be. But consistently, I do not see the Knicks right now having guys that are going to attract that kind of attention. I mean, that's just the way that I see it. I mean, he's averaged, 3.7 free throw attempts a game. I mean, you add that to tonight, you're talking 18 attempts. He's not touching the ball like he was in Detroit. You know what I mean? He's not getting those kind of looks with this basketball team. Sorry. I like him. He's good. But he's not getting those looks. That's just, it is what it is. He can create and he can shoot. I dig that. He can post, he can create, he can shoot. It still doesn't mean that he's going to get to the line. There's an art in being able to get to the line. Guys get to the line. He's not getting to the line that many times. I feel like this team may struggle getting to the line. And, that's, for a lot of teams, that's a big part of their offense. A big part of their offense. Keith Turner said Tibbs took Bogdanovich out because of his defense in the fourth, end of the game. Yeah, Tibbs is going to ride with the guys that he's comfortable with. He's going to ride with the guys that he's comfortable with. The one thing I am kind of shaky about, though, is Ann Grill, hopefully I said your name right, said Deuce is out now. 5 and 11 minutes last 2 games. Deuce should not be out of the lineup, I don't think. Deuce has played tremendous defense. He's been hitting shots. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think you should be seeing Alec Burks and Deuce playing together. I don't think Deuce should be out of the lineup. I think the Knicks need Deuce out there on the floor right now as much as possible because he's proven that he can knock down threes. You know what I'm saying? He's proven that he can knock down threes. So he should be out there on the floor. No doubt about it. He should be on the floor, getting minutes, playing that defense. You know what I mean? East Blues Drew said Deuce is the only one in the second unit producing. He's been producing. No doubt about it. That's why he should be on the floor. He should be on the floor. You know what I mean? Hopefully Tibbs sees that you need Deuce out there and that turns back around to Deuce being on the floor. Tough night for the New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? If you haven't heard Tom Thibodeau and his post-game press conference, let's take a listen to it right now. I don't think he said anything crazy or anything that he didn't say nothing crazy. He just said Tom Thibodeau stuff. This is Tom Thibodeau, folks, in his post-game press conference.
An explanation on that last play, why they called that?
No.
What are your thoughts overall about it? What happened at the end of the game?
It's a tough way to lose a game. Tough way to lose a game.
Did you think it was, I'm sure you looked at it, did you think it was a foul? Do you disagree with the call?
You look at it.
It seemed like this was one of those games where they were mistaken of beating all night.
Yeah. Well, we had 12 free throws. So, and they're a high foul team. So, it's the way it goes sometimes.
What did you think of the officiating in general?
It's great. Great.
What did you think of Jalen's closeout there? Did he do everything right?
Yeah, I mean, it's, if you look at the film, you see it. So, it is what it is.
How about Precious' defense down the stretch?
I thought he gave us great effort. I thought we started slowly, but I thought the rebounding was terrific. I thought overall the defense was very good. 105 points. Our turnovers were high. And I want to look at the film, but it looked like there was contact on some of those. But if we get the turnovers down, we can win with what we have right now. So I love the fight. We get down, we kept fighting, kept coming back, and we had a shot to win it at the end.
I'm not trying to goad you at all.
Yes, you are. Go ahead.
I'm not.
It's okay. You do your job.
I'm really curious. You got a tech tonight. You haven't gotten a tech all year.
Yeah.
There was obviously something with the officiating that made you think that was warranted. Was there a certain thing that was going on with the officials that particularly irked you?
The thing with the officials, this is the way I feel about that in general, is I don't really care how tight the game is called. You can call it tight or you can call it loose. I just would like the consistency to be the same. And and they have a job. They have to control and manage the game. That's their number one responsibility. So they have to use their judgment, right? And I have respect for that. So didn't go our way tonight.
Is there an update on Dante?
No, not yet.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep, thanks.
Let's hope Dante DiVincenzo is okay. You know what I mean? Let's hope that he's good. I don't know, man. I don't know. The Knicks can't afford for any more bodies to drop. And I seen people in the chat say, "Oh, another player." Tom Thibodeau's fault for playing him. You know what I'm saying? I guess we just shouldn't play our players. I ain't even gonna get into that whole entire argument again. You know what I mean? But I guess, you want us to not play our players. Somebody could have got hurt in the first minute of the game. And you say, see, he got hurt under Thibodeau. It is what it is. Have your opinions. I get it. Right now, listen, we're going through it. We're going through it right now. You know what I mean? You talk about getting hit with the injury bug. Getting hit with the injury bug. Big time. Big time. You know what I mean? And this All-Star game cannot come fast enough. This All-Star break cannot come fast enough for the Knicks. They need some time to rest, some time to heal. Try to get their health back so they can make this stretch run. You know what I mean? Caller, you're live. Name me where you're from, please.
Sim, what's good, brother? It's JJ from Brooklyn. How's everything, man?
I'm good, man. You know what I mean? Just sheesh.
Yeah, frustrated, right?
Frustrating loss. Yeah.
Man. My thing is, man, like, listen, we all love Brunson, right? I love him just as much as everybody else. Whether it's a foul or not, on a heave and a prayer like that, you can't put the ref in that position. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You can't.
Okay. Now, I hear you. There's definitely an argument to be made that he shouldn't have went in.
Yeah, right. Like, you want to get near him, that's cool, but, like, there's no need to jump. He practically shot him with one hand. Like, it's a heave. It's a chuck. What are the odds that shot's good? If it's a good look, I could understand it more. But on a shot like that, there's no need to run and jump at him. In my opinion, there's just you can't put the ref in that spot. In my opinion, do I think it's the wrong call? I do. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like he made the right call, but don't even give the ref any opportunity to call that. And I think he did.
Okay.
I
mean, no one can. I can't argue with you, whether he made the right play or not, because he could have easily said, I'm not going to contest it. But I will say, like I did earlier, if he didn't contest it, he could have gotten off a cleaner shot. You know what I'm saying? Because he had enough time in the air, to move around Brunson to try to get the shot off. It could have been a cleaner shot. But, in retrospect, if he didn't contest it, he clearly wouldn't have fouled him if he didn't contest it. And, he might have missed the shot, and then the game is in overtime. So,
right, man, it's tough because my previous call, you asked me, do I think the Knicks could stay afloat? And I was like, I don't know. Luckily, the Pacers lost to Charlotte of all teams, so that was, I guess, a break because they would have only been, I think, like 3 in the loss behind us.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, I guess, a nice little break right there. You don't want teams like Indiana and, or Orlando, you don't want to fall too far, 6 or something like that, right? So
yeah,
I just think with all these injuries, it's going to be tough to get, a top 3 or maybe even top 4 seed. So it's just frustrating, because with this roster, I felt like we would have a great shot to get the 2 seed, like a great shot.
Right.
And now I think it's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough.
These guys.
No doubt about it.
It's
going to be tough. The Knicks need to get guys back on the
badly.
floor. Badly.
Oh, that's an understatement.
Back on the floor, healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They need to get guys back.
That's the truth.
And it's, listen, even with the All-Star break, you're probably not coming back to OG and Randall. Right?
Yeah. Right.
Right? You're not coming back to OG and Randall, even with the All-Star break.
Right. No, it'll save you a little time, but not all of it.
Yeah.
You're right. They ain't coming back right after the break.
Right. So you're still coming back. I mean, hopefully Hartenstein is able to, come back.
Yeah, I think he's the one that I'd assume would be back. Probably only him, I would assume.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, you're dealing with the same, Dante, has a sore hamstring. Right. Man. So I would expect that he's probably not going to play the next game.
Yeah, probably not.
You know what I mean? But then, he should be back after the All-Star break, you would expect.
Right. Right.
From a sore hamstring.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? Every game, someone drops. It's unreal.
Hey, listen.
What did we do? We finally got a contender, and the gods are just like, no, hold on.
Listen.
Crazy.
Let me tell you what. I'm dealing with like the same exact thing on my basketball team right now.
Oh, wow.
It's
real?
ridiculous.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? At the beginning of the season, we did we played in a fall league, and one of my players, she tore her ACL.
Jeez. Wow.
Yeah, she tore ACL in fall league, right? Now the reason we did fall league is because we had an entirely brand new team. They're very young, so we wanted to get things going. She's our best player, point guard. She's our best player. Tore her ACL. We already had one girl who last season had tore her ACL, and she was recovering, right? So she hasn't even played this season because she's still recovering.
Wow.
Right? And then when the season started, I had one of my guards, she had like bronchitis or whatever, so she couldn't even practice or play, right? And then finally when we start playing, another one of my guards were playing in the game, and a player rolls up on her ankle, so she rolls her ankle, so she's out for a while.
Man.
And then the very next night, because we played a back-to-back, the very next night, my other guard, the one that had bronchitis, she comes in the game, gets a pass, hits her finger, she breaks her finger, so now she's out of that game.
Man, that's crazy.
Right? Finally, the guard that twisted her ankle, she comes back, and then and we're playing in the game, she twists the same ankle again. Right? So she sits out that game, the rest of that game, because she did it in the first quarter. And then just the other night, one of my guards were playing in one of our league games.
What is that like as a coach? That's kind of want to like. I can't even imagine.
It's like, what is going on? One of my guards, the one who broke her finger, we're playing in a game, and she just, she comes down, and when she comes down, she just comes down wrong. It wasn't even a crazy play. She just comes down wrong on her ankle and rolls her ankle, so she's out for. Well, she played a little bit in that game to see how it feels, but then ended up sitting out. And I'm like, sheesh, we can't keep players around.
Unbelievable.
Sometimes it just happens like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Sometimes it just. I got one question, then I'll let you go. Do you have any issue, like, when I'm looking at the starting lineup? I know Hart played well offensively tonight, but that's kind of rare, I guess you could say. I just feel like starting Hart, Achua, and Sims, I just feel like that's just going to make it so much harder on somebody like Brunson. There's not enough spacing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would start, oh my God, Bogdanovich. I would, to me, I think you got to get Bogey in there over Hart.
And I think with some practice time, maybe they will.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be over Hart, but maybe with some practice time, he will. I think in the beginning, it's like, let me go with defense.
Yeah.
Right?
I just feel like you need another shot maker out there.
Yeah.
I just think you need one more shot maker on the floor. It's three guys that you're not really respecting from the outside. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just think that makes it tough, me personally,
Yeah, it's listen, we got a tough haul. We got a tough haul going,
Yeah.
when we get back from the All-Star break.
We need it, huh?
We got a tough haul, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how it's gonna get done, but what did they say? Their motto right now is find a way. They're gonna have to find a way, and they might have to find a way using that waiver wire. You know what I mean? Because they don't have any players.
It's crazy.
They don't have any players.
Man. Nope.
They play the Magic on Wednesday. It's always a bad matchup.
Tough physical team. Another bad matchup.
Another bad matchup.
Like
honestly, at this point, I might just say, you know what? I'm gonna throw in the towel on this game and let my guys rest, get some extra rest going into that All-Star break. You know what I mean? I might just sit Brunson, whoever else, and just play with a G League squad or whatever it is. You know what I mean? And let these guys get some extra rest going into the All-Star break.
Right? That's another team you want to play after a physical game tonight. They're banged up. That's another tall, physical team. It's tough.
Yeah.
No, I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if, you know, I doubt Tom Thibodeau is going to do that. You know, that's not his MO. Tom Thibodeau is going to play to win. You know what I mean? So I doubt he's going to do that. But these guys do need, you know, it'd be a perfect time for them to just get some rest.
Right.
You know what I mean?
hear you.
You know, it doesn't mean that they got to go away anywhere or anything like that. But, you know, the extra 2 days of rest can be good.
Right. Yeah,
You know
I
what I mean?
hear you. I hear you.
You know?
Yeah.
Kevin said, Sim Tibbs is not throwing in the towel. He said, I hope I'm wrong. I agree with you, Kevin. He's not going to do it.
I don't see it either.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
I agree 100%. He's gonna play and try to win that game. You know what I mean? You know, he'll try to win the game no matter who's on the floor, but he's gonna put the best players out there to try to win the game. You know what I mean? Where this just might be the time for them to lay it down and let these guys rest going into the All-Star break.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, just, you know, rest, get some rest. You know, come to the game, support the other guys. Maybe we get lucky and these guys pull off an upset or something like that. You know, but right now, as it is, you're probably going to lose that game anyway. You know what I mean? You're probably going to lose it anyway. The Knicks
probably
still are a half game above Philadelphia in that 4th spot. The worst they can do is fall to the 5th spot. You know, the issue is, you know, they're playing Orlando, who's in the 6th spot, and, you know, you're playing for tiebreakers and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, I think you got to think for the long haul right now.
Right. That's the thing. You just don't want teams like Indiana catching you, Orlando. I was looking at the schedules, you know, strength of schedule and whatnot. Like Orlando's got the easiest schedule left in the whole league. Indiana's is easy. Ours is like 9th or 10th hardest. So you just don't want to fall much farther than like 4 or 5. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So,
You know,
but man, I appreciate you taking the call, man. All right, take it easy. I'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
Peace.
Take it easy.
And the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen, have already lost twice to Orlando. They lose this next game and they've lost, you know, the tiebreaker. Right? They lost the first game 117-108. They lost game number 2, 98-94. And this is when the Knicks were, for the most part, fully healthy. You know? So, you know, what makes you think that they're going to win now when they're dealing with so many injuries? I think they should just throw this one in. Looking around the league right now, the Timberwolves are beating the Clippers 83-72. The 76ers beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 123-121. Helps us and it doesn't help us, right? Because, you know, you knock down the Cavaliers a notch, but then the Philadelphia 76ers climb to within a half game of the Knicks, with the Knicks losing tonight. The Hornets beat the Pacers 111-102. San Antonio beat the Raptors 122-99. The Bulls beat the Hawks 136-126. The Bulls are 26-28. The Hawks are 24-30. The Bucks 112-95 over the Nuggets. The Pelicans 96-87 over the Grizzlies. The Mavs beat the Washington Wizards 112-104, and the Warriors beat the Jazz 129-107. The New York Knicks are currently in the 4th spot in the Eastern Conference, 33-21 on the season. They're 2 games behind Milwaukee for the 3rd seed. They're 3 games behind Cleveland for the 2nd seed. They're a half game above the Philadelphia 76ers, who are in the 5th seed, and they're 3.5 games above the Orlando Magic. So there we are, ladies and gentlemen. You know, tough loss for the Knicks. We'll see if they can come back. I don't know if they can come back against Orlando and get the win. Again, I'm throwing in the towel on that one. Let these guys get some extra rest. You know, let some young guys get out there and play. Some guys who haven't touched the floor a lot, let them guys get out there and play. And go home and rest. You know what I mean? Anyway. Oh, I do want to shout out a couple of guys that I missed in the last show. You know, they hit me with a couple of super chats. Walter White threw some tomatoes at somebody that was calling. And whoever it was, they deserved those tomatoes, I'm pretty sure. 007 Angelo said, $2 for the box of Band-Aids. Great show, Sim. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I bought some sports Band-Aids that got some different colors in it. So I'm wearing black today, so I got a black Band-Aid. And whatever color I wear tomorrow, I'll wear that color Band-Aid. I got a game tomorrow. Hopefully they got a burgundy Band-Aid in there. I don't know. But I appreciate the support. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm heading out for tonight. Tired of arguing with Greg and Sean. You know what I mean? You know, but I think a lot of you guys get me. Some of y'all don't. Tim, my man Tim was gonna call in last show. When I got off just before he called in. You know, I'll give you a minute or so, Tim, if you want to call in. But if not, I am gonna head out. You know what I mean, and get some rest. Get ready. I got a league game tomorrow. Trying to get that win. Hopefully nobody else gets injured on my team because, you know, it's like we're doing the same thing that the Knicks are doing, getting injured all over the place, and we're not even practicing hard. We haven't had time to practice. It's been game after the game after game, like 4 games a week. So all of our practices are like walkthroughs or a little bit of scrimmaging or something like that. But anyway, no phone call, so I'm getting up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate your time. I was trying to get on yesterday, but it just didn't happen. You know, I'll see. I don't even know if I'll be able to do it tomorrow. My days right now, it's, you know, we're getting close to playoff time. You know, we got all these league games in a row, just boom, 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 boom. You know, my time is really, really tough. But as soon as you know, playoffs and all that stuff calms down, bang, I'll be back to my regularly scheduled programs. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm up out of here. I appreciate your time. Be easy. Greg, take a chill pill. Sean Richardson, take another chill pill. I'm out. Peace.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in.
Hold on. I wanted to come back real quick. Uncle Fulio, thank you for the info. I know some guys just logged off. I wanted to come on real quick. He said, Ed Malloy, the crew chief, just admitted it was the wrong call per Fred Katz. So I know, you know, I just did an encore, ladies and gentlemen. I just did an encore and came back. Some people logged off are probably like, what is going on? Sorry, had to go do an encore. You know, I had to do an encore. And since I was doing the encore, got a phone call. Caller, you're live. Name me where you're from, please.
Yo, Tim, what's up? This Tim.
Tim, what's going on, man? See that? You got me on the encore, and I got you in, so you're going to be the last call, and then I'm getting up out of here after this. What's popping with you, brother? How you feeling?
I don't want to keep you long. You know, I know me and you had a little situation that the handle the last show. You know, I see we kind of agree to disagree. You know,
no doubt.
You know, I understand where you're coming from, Sam. Trust me. I know you're a diehard Knicks fan, man. You've been a Knicks fan forever, man, just like me. You know, and we both passionate about our team, and we just want to see our team win the championship one day. Hopefully, all of us will all meet up and be at the parade. You know what I'm saying? Celebrate. But we know that it's going to take some time for that to happen, right?
Right.
The front office is they're doing a superb job right now by getting Tibbs the pieces that he needs, you know, to build this team. We all kind of shocked right now to see the way this team is taking off right now.
Right.
Which is great. It's just a great feeling right now for New York City and us Knicks fans. But it's just something about Tibbs that just rubbed me wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying. I've been a Tibbs hater And I'm trying. I see this year he's stepping up, but it's just something about him that just reminds me of Mark Jackson. You understand? He got us to the playoffs multiple times. But I just feel like something in my gut is telling me that he's not the coach to take us over to the hump. Like when the Golden State got rid of Mark Jackson, Kirk came in and he lucked up and won the championship.
Right.
That's the same kind of feeling I feel with Tibbs.
Okay.
You know, that's the only issue that I have with him. Like, he got to get out of his stubborn ways, and he really got to, really lock in and work with the team that he got. You know what I mean? Like, he made some nice trades. We put some pieces. We've got some defensive players. Once we get everybody healthy, now we want to see how Tibbs really coach. And we want to see what position he put us in. Because there's no excuses. Once everybody's healthy, there's no excuses for us Knicks fans. We don't want to hear nothing. We just want to see you take us far. That's it. Now, the question is to you, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see Tibbs taking us to an NBA championship?
I don't know. And I'll say it the way I always say it. Like, no coach is an NBA champion until they get there. And there's a lot of coaches, people question, can they win a championship? Can they win a championship? Until they won one, then it's like, okay, now they can win a championship. So I don't know, you know what I'm saying, when and if it's going to strike. I'll say this. I'm cool with Tibbs until it plateaus. And I haven't seen the team plateau yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, let's rock it. Let's rock with it until it plateaus, because they've been getting better and better and better, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's rock with it until it plateaus. And then when it plateaus, that's when all right, maybe he juiced all he can out of this team, and we need somebody else that can take it over the hump.
Right. So now this is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like this is his last chance. All the relationships and who he's cool with, and we got to put that to the side. We got to think about the long term, the longevity. And there are pieces we can see that the front office is playing chess right now. There are pieces that we see that's how can I put it? That's actually forming to a championship team.
Mm-hmm.
We got some pieces. We are still missing maybe one or two more pieces to fit in. Once we get that or have that on this team, I believe that we can win multiple championships, not just one. Because we ain't going to settle for one.
All right.
The thing is, it's the front office. What does Leon really? What do Leon really want? One thing too, I want to give a lot of props to right now, James Dolan. Everybody an ambassador, man.
Mm-hmm.
Wanting them to sell the team.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even want him in the Garden. You know what I'm saying? He owned the Garden. So
Right.
it's to see him fall back and play his position and really letting this front office who have no experience. This front office have no experience. They just going with the flow. Now Leon Rose proving each year that he is an elite front office personnel, that he can actually build a championship team. It's proven. It took him a little time. He had everybody waiting, like, wow, what is he going to do? What's taking him so long? So now we see the reason why he took so long, because he wanted to build up to this point. And mind you, he's doing a great job at that.
He's doing a great job.
So,
Great job.
absolutely. Absolutely. So I believe that they need to re-sign him, give him another contract, right? And then we'll see moving forward what's to come. Because, like I said, now it's all in Tibbs' hand. There's no more excuses for him. He can't make no more excuses.
Right. And
so now he guys.
And that's where too, right? When because there will be a time, I think, when the front office says we think we put together a championship roster. Right? I mean, they're normally quiet. Right? But I think there'll be a point in time where they're like, yeah, we think we put together a championship roster, and then boom, now it's all on Tibbs. right? It's all on Tibbs. It's like, okay, we gave you a championship roster. Now it's it's your job to get us there.
It's his in-game adjustment too.
Mm-hmm.
You got to play chess now. You know the playoffs is a total different ball game than the regular season. Now it's really time for you to elevate your coaching and take it to the next level. There's no way around it. You have to now. You got to out-coach all these other coaches that's in the playoffs now.
Right.
And they say the strongest survive, right? So now you're supposed to be the defensive coach that helped Boston Celtics with Doc Rivers, of course, win a championship. Now you're by yourself. Now, clearly, a lot of people are saying that you have multiple opportunities. You coached the Bulls, and then took Minnesota. You know, all these opportunities, and then go far. Now you get the Knicks. You take us to the playoffs. Like, that's it. That's all you could give us. It's just the playoff. Like, advancing to the next. You can't get us to the finals or to the Eastern Conference Finals or to the finals.
That story's
like
still
that.
yet to be told.
Absolutely.
Right? That story still
still
yet to be
wonder,
told.
Yeah.
Because let me ask you this: who right now are you going out and getting to replace Tibbs that you think takes this roster and makes this roster better? Because people keep talking about Johnny Bryant. Cool, but I don't know what Johnny Bryant can or can't do.
Me neither. And I ain't gonna lie, I was like, the guy deserved a chance in the beginning stages. Like, he came from Utah, and he was a good assistant coach. He left them and came to the Knicks, but we wouldn't know until you get a chance, get an opportunity, like you said, right? But they just gotta put all these how can I put it? These feelings aside and the past is the past. Nobody's perfect. You only know that's one person that's perfect, right? But the person that I see that the Knicks to really give some consideration to, Mark Jackson. I believe they really, really need to really think about giving this man an opportunity.
Johnny Bryant?
It's set up perfect for him. Like Steve Kerr came in, like he set up, and Steve Kerr came in and won the championship. It's perfect. Like Tibbs, and he could come right. I think his voice is perfect. He's New York City. I think he can get this team to play hard, and he could get this team on one accord to help them elevate, get to the next level.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's just my opinion.
Steve Kerr did come in and, do a great job. Mark Jackson built that team, and who's to say that Mark Jackson wouldn't have took him, they just weren't ready to, Mark Jackson wouldn't have took him there too. I don't know. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. I feel like they bamboozled him. I feel like he should have had another year to see. The way they did him, I felt like that was wrong, So why he never got a coaching opportunity again ever since then?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? It bothers me. Yeah, like, wow.
That's crazy.
There's no way that this man, he's good at everything that he do. And he's proven that he's a proven winner. And clearly you could tell, like, the team loved being around him. So, and loved playing for him. So at the end of the day, why not really sit down with him and really, pick his brain and James Dolan seemed like he'll fall back in. But then again, with it's how it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
A lot of politics.
But the thing is, I don't know who else, like, people talk about, like who you can say Johnny Bryant, but who are you really replacing Tom Thibodeau with that is going to get you? Because you can say Johnny Bryant, we don't know what he's really going to do. He has no track record. You know what I mean? Mark Jackson has his track record is basically the same as, it's not the same as Tom Thibodeau's because Tom Thibodeau had been coaching for so long. But as far as taking a team from, not a playoff team to a playoff team, he did the same thing. There's no proof that he would have or would not have won with the Golden State Warriors. So who are you really replacing Tom Thibodeau with? That's what you're not pulling Eric Spoelstra. You're not pulling Greg Popovich. You're not pulling Mike Malone. I don't know who are you replacing him with?
Well, I'll pick Mark Jackson, but the second person that just came to my mind out of nowhere, I know he don't even have NBA experience. He's a college coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just something about Jay Wright.
Okay, I mean,
I just think that he can. He's cool with Brunson, the Villanova boys, and he won championships with them. And I believe that he just giving him an opportunity. We don't know what his NBA coaching. We don't know what he's capable of doing. We know he's a proven winner in college,
right?
But everybody deserves an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Now
I feel you, but I don't even think he wants to coach in the NBA.
Maybe it's his boys in his ear. Like, look, coach, look, I think you got your boys over there. Like, I mean, it could be enticing to him. Like, hold on, I got my boys over here. They balling. I mean, maybe this might be an opportunity for me to get to a championship quick.
It could be. I tell you what. If the Knicks end up hiring him, somehow convincing him to be an assistant coach, then you can look and say, all right, he might be the replacement.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Got you. Because just putting everything on Johnny Bryant, like just throwing him to the wolves like that. I mean, he's been under Tibbs as an assistant, since Tibbs been in with us. It's like everybody's like, he's next man up. But who do you? Tim, let me flip it on you. Who do you think would be a good fit for Tom Thibodeau if the Knicks were to give him?
A good fit for Tom Thibodeau?
Yeah, to replace Tom Thibodeau.
To replace Tom Thibodeau. I mean, to be honest with you, if I'm the Knicks and I'm replacing Tom Thibodeau, I'm trying to throw, I'm asking for permission to talk to one of those guys that's, Miami's probably never going to let you talk to Eric Spoelstra, but I'd at least ask permission. You know what I'm saying? San Antonio's probably not going to let you talk to Pop, but, I might ask. And Pop probably don't even want to be in New York. He probably don't even have nothing to do with James Dolan, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? So there's probably no way he'd even think about coming to New York. Maybe this would be the time that you try to pull Steve Kerr.
He was the next one I was about to say. He was the next one I was about to say. He was the third choice. I wanted to hear what you had to say. He was the third choice.
Right. You know what I mean? Maybe you try to pull Steve Kerr and see if he can, do the same thing. I seen someone in the chat say Mike D'Antoni.
Nah.
I'm not messing with Mike D'Antoni.
Mike D'Antoni can stay right where he at.
Yeah, I ain't messing with Mike D'Antoni.
Yeah.
Stafford Don said Ty Lue. Me personally,
would the Clippers allow the front office to talk to him?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm lukewarm with Ty Lue. That's me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know he won championship, but I think a lot of coaches would have won a championship with LeBron.
So you think Ty Lue is overrated?
I do. I think he's overrated.
Right. I agree.
You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen him do anything without LeBron James.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I do think he's overrated. Planet 718 said Mike Woodson. I like Mike Woodson. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind Mike Woodson. You know what I mean? But we get mad about ISO ball now. There'll be some ISO ball being played with Mike Woodson, but
ain't that the truth?
So, but I like Mike Woodson.
No, Woody was definitely one. He was definitely a fan favorite. Like, he was definitely the fans really love Woody.
Yeah, for real.
Like, we had a soft spot for Woody. No bad blood, but I don't know, man. it's like sometimes it's like Tim just sucked the life out of the Knicks fans. Like, you know, we just be like, ooh, like, man, come on already. Like, ooh, like he's make us cringe sometimes, you know, like, you know, when we win, we happy, but when he make these stupid mistakes, it's like, oh man, come on, man. Like in the playoffs, you can't be doing this like the regular season, right? When the playoffs, man, you gotta make these right choices.
Yeah,
these right adjustments, you know. So, you know, the goal is the parade. You know, that's you know, the Grand Canyon. I want to be in the era of the Grand Canyon. I want to be, you know,
no
in
doubt.
the parade.
I want to be there too, no doubt.
Yeah, and I know it's going to be crazy. I know the city is going to be crazy. You know, I'm from New York. You know, I'm from the Bronx, so the city is buzzing right now with the fans. You know, it's crazy right now. The Knicks, it's orange and blue skies for real. Like the city is really buzzing. Like it's going crazy. A lot of Knicks fans everywhere.
Everywhere. All over the place.
It's crazy right now. It's like that's all you hear people talking about. The Knicks. Which I love it.
Yeah. But Tim, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate the call. I'm glad that I did the encore and was able to catch you. So yeah.
I appreciate you, King. Look, this won't be my last time, and I'm about to try to join the club that you got on your channel.
Okay.
You know, maybe I could come up there on
definitely
on the Zoom with you and chop it up. You know,
no doubt.
That's the goal. So
no doubt.
I appreciate you, King.
I appreciate you,
and
brother.
You know, I wish your show nothing but the best, King.
Thank you. Appreciate you, man. Be peaceful.
All right. You too.
Peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out of here for real this time, man. Thank y'all for jumping back with me. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Peace.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.